We are going to be talking about on your lot home building today with Davis Homes. So just a few things. If you have questions, I'm definitely going to have my information at the very end, and we'll make sure that we connect you with the right person. But you can also email your questions to info@davishomes.com. So these are a few of the things that we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about where we build and our price points, why new construction. We're going to talk about our home designs and some of our most popular floor plans. We'll talk about the building process with On Your Lot, the financing options, and what makes Davis different. My name is Frances Williams, and I am our Director of Realtor Relations, and I'm also our Internet Sales Manager. So if you have questions about the building process, usually I'm the first person that you come into contact with. I've been in the business a little over 20 years, and I'm super excited about talking to you today about our On Your Lot process.
Thank you, Frances. My name is Jared Klein. I'm the Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Davis Building Group, Davis Homes. And just want to say thank you to everyone for being here today and participating with us on this presentation. Let me jump into a couple things here on me. I guess that, it says 30 years in the business, which certainly makes me feel a little older than I like to say that it does, but that is what it is. And but also in the home building side, mortgage side, land development side, again, for nearly 30 years, I'm an active broker, a real estate broker, as most of our sales team is as well. And we'll talk a little bit about that, but that helps us in our ability to find ground for you if you don't already have your own lot, as an example. As far as the area that we build and our price points, if you look at the current image there, that shows what is really a 50-mile radius from Monument Circle downtown. And that is essentially our building area. You'll see some different colors there. And what that is indicating is that there are some different price considerations depending on the area. So that gray area on the outside, as an example, the contractors charge us a little bit more to be out in those areas, and therefore there are some additional fees which we can discuss in more detail at a personal meeting or a personal call. The area to the right, kind of a spur that you see going east, is a new area for us. That is our East Central region. That is along the I-70 corridor that has expanded our building territory really from Indianapolis East all the way to Richmond. So that brings in, of course, Richmond, Connorsville, Newcastle, some of those areas, and everything in between. And that is a new area for us. And I'll be introducing here shortly our salesperson for that area. From a price point standpoint, anywhere from the 200s to $1 million would be the range that we build in. And we are the largest on your lot builder in central Indiana. And, by those price points, that may or may not include the land. If you own it already and you're more rural, or if you own it and it's in a subdivision, we can accommodate, both of those scenarios. And again, we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go through the presentation. Charlene is not able to join us today for this presentation, but she is our On Your Lot specialist for that new East Central corridor. That's some Charlotte. So if you fall into that area, Charlene's contact information is there, or you can reach out to Frances with the information that she's provided, and we'll provide again to make a connection to Charlene for that area. And of course, as Frances indicated, we'll connect you with the appropriate salesperson in the other areas in our building circle as well.
So why new construction? Well, if you've looked at any houses right now, especially on the existing side, there's just not a whole lot out there. And so with new construction, you can build exactly what you want. Of course, you don't have to do any kind of updates because it's already brand new. All of the products are under warranty, and they're much more energy efficient now than they ever have been. But if you've been out and you've looked around at existing stuff right now, it's just been really tough. I've been getting a lot of those phone calls right now with people who have been in multiple bid situations and losing out on houses, and they just can't find what they're looking for. So for those people, new construction is definitely what you'd be looking for.
Thank you, Francis. From a home design perspective, we can go a couple different directions. You can go to davishomes.com. You can look at our various designs that are there, and we can modify from that point. So whether you're on your lot, maybe again out somewhere rural, or you have a lot in a subdivision that you want us to build on, we can design to really to meet your specific desires. So you can also come to us. You go to dinner tonight, sit down with a napkin, sketch up what you're looking for, and we can even start from that point, which essentially would be a total custom build. Again, from a design perspective, there's also, you can go into the exterior elevations. If you go again to our website, you're going to see a few examples there, but it really comes down to what are you looking for. Some people like craftsman design, some people like modern prairie, modern farmhouse, Italianette, more traditional. There's a lot of different exterior choices, and we'll work with you if you're in a community and you have specific community covenants and restrictions or HOA guidelines. We'll work with you as well to meet those specific needs, and again balance those requirements maybe with the look that you're trying to accomplish. And the goal is to, of course, keep that all within your budgets. Again, a variety of floor plans, ranch designs all on one level, 2-story designs, maybe with the master suite upstairs. We also have a variety of designs with first floor master suites. It's kind of, what are you looking for? More open, less open, but again, a great variety of designs and price points at davishomes.com, or bring us that sketch off that napkin and we can go that way as well.
So some of our most popular floor plans, we've got the New Haven. This house is a little over 3,000 square feet. It's 4 bedrooms and 2.5 baths. And when you go to our website, you're going to notice the different elevations. And the different elevations are the fronts of the houses. So again, like Jared had talked about, do you like the more traditional look? Do you like the farmhouse look? So we can change up our floor plans based on what you want. Another plan that we have that a lot of people really like is the Breckenridge floor plan. This is a 2,200 square foot ranch with 4 bedrooms and 2 baths. But again, we can change up this floor plan to fit what your needs are. So if you only need 3 bedrooms and an office, we can change up one of those bedrooms into an office area. It just depends on what you want. Probably one of our most popular ranch plans, and it's because it's probably the model, is our Bradbury. We do have a model of this located in Fishers. It's a little over 2,200 square feet, 3 bedrooms and 2 baths. That's what comes standard. If you were to visit our model, we have a full finished basement and a loft in that house. So it's almost 5,000 square feet that you can walk through if you visit our model. We are open every Saturday from 11 to 2, and we also can view that model by appointment. So we would love to be able to show that house to you. One of our other plans that a lot of people really like is the Manchester floor plan. As you can see on the front of this house, we ended up doing it like a farmhouse look, but it's a little over 2,700 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. But again, a lot of people are choosing to build more desk areas for kids, or for multiple people staying at the house, having places to plug in iPads. So there's a lot of things that we can do right now to be able to fit your needs based on what is going on with your needs. The Dorset floor plan is actually our new model out in Greenfield. It's at McKenzie Terrace, and it's a little over 1,600 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. And that model is open 7 days a week. And we would love to be able to schedule a time for you to tour this house as well.
Yeah, building on your lot. So again, that's not very many builders do that. Most builders are really subdivision builders, and although we do that as well, again, being the largest on your lot builder in central Indiana, we honed in pretty tight on what kind of all goes into that. So I'm going to cover some of that today. So again, if you look at our website under the plans and the on your lot side, you're going to see some base pricing, if you will. That is the cost of just the home. So then it comes to the cost of the lot or the land or the home site, and then what are referred to as site costs. So site costs could be, in every municipality is a little bit different with their processes and with their fees. So building permit fees can vary, but we'll identify all those for you based on that municipality or an area. Driveways and sidewalks. If I'm out on some farmland somewhere out rural, I could maybe do a stone driveway and save some money. I could go asphalt, I could go concrete. I would have a lot of choices, and based on your budget and what you're looking for, we would price that for you accordingly. Wells and septics, again, if we're in a subdivision, in most cases we're going to have city utilities, water and sewer available to us. But if we're out on some acreage, we may need wells and septics. We'll work with you on that. There's different types of systems. We look at they'll look at the number of bedrooms in the home and bathrooms in the home, those sorts of things, and then we coordinate that with the different municipalities for all the related permits to get that accomplished for you. Dirt haul, well, some areas we have to bring dirt in to get proper drainage and grading away from the home, for example, and some areas we have to take it out. So it again depends on that individual site that you're building on. We would come out and do a free site assessment for you, an analysis, if you will, to kind of give you a kind of a first look at what those costs are going to be, any complexity with building on a site. And sometimes in particular, if you haven't already purchased that ground, that's especially important. Before you make a buying decision on the ground, you want to make sure it's buildable. There are sites that water table levels or flood zone areas, a number of other reasons that may not be a buildable site. And the last thing we would want to see happen to anyone is they spend that kind of money on the ground, the home site, the lot, and find out that you really can't build a home on it. I think you'd all agree with me on that. Pretty important. Builder's risk insurance, that's an insurance that's required as we're building the home. That's roughly $700 to $1,000. Landscaping, again, goes to rural, probably not required. We could do seed and straw, for example, and you could add landscaping, on your own afterwards over time. But if you're in a subdivision, there may be a subdivision requirement that means at completion of the home, at least a base level package would have to be, already with the home or already included. That may be a sodded front yard. That may be, there's some areas that may require irrigation. It may be a certain number or size of trees, certain number or size of also, bushes, for example. So we would work with you and again, any community requirements or personal desires to build that into the budgets. Grading kind of goes back to the dirt haul side, but at the end of the day, we need to ensure that you have proper drainage away from the home and that we're able to accomplish any other grading related needs that you might have. Trees, most of us, we love trees. The good and the bad with trees is they're absolutely beautiful, but when you're trying to build a home on a site that has a lot of trees, there's also some costs involved with removing those trees in the area that the home is going to be built. So again, we can give you, budgets for those sorts of things. We orchestrate the tree removal on your behalf, but it's a factor depending on the lot you either have or the one that you find.
So building on your own lot, some of the benefits of it, of course, we've talked a lot today about customizing your plan. So we can change up and modify any of our plans, or like Jared said, you can bring yours. We can definitely help with land selection. So if you don't already own your property, we can definitely help you with that process. We will do the free site cost analysis, just like Jared had talked about. So we'll come out, take a look at your land, and see what those costs will be to build on that lot. And then the one thing that Matt is getting ready to talk about is the construction perm financing side.
Oh, you're muted, Matt. I knew one of us was
outstanding. Yeah, I haven't been doing Zoom meetings very long. I am Matt Surface, president of Davis Mortgage Services, and I'm hopefully much better with financing than I am with technology. I have just over 19 years of experience in mortgage industry, a little bit less than Francis and Jared, but hopefully still sufficient. My email address you can see on here, msurface@mydavismortgage.com. Also coincides with our website, which is mydavismortgage.com. And you can see my phone number there as well. Obviously, a big piece of building a new home, and particularly on your own lot, is the financing, and required there a little different than when you build in a subdivision, in a builder subdivision where they're developing the entire subdivision and or an existing home, whereas those are just purchase transactions. These when you build on your lot, that is needed to have a construction perm loan, meaning it's a construction loan while the home is being built, then it modifies to a permanent loan once the home is complete. And there are some differences depending on the program that your client or you chooses in terms of how that construction versus the permanent loan works out. And I'll dive into that. You can see here on the matrix that we have jumbo loans available that credit score of 660 or higher is required, a 10% down payment. And anytime I talk about down payment, if somebody has a lot already or is being gifted a lot, then that lot equity that you may have can count towards the down payment of the overall project. So what happens is you take the builder's price to build the home, the site costs, and all of that. You add the lot value to that price, and you get a total all-in project price, if you will, and that's generally the value that they will use in order to determine down payment. So in a jumbo loan situation, again, you would need to have 10% down. There's really no limit. Once it may be a little more difficult, a little more money down once you get up to $2.5 million, but I'm not too sure that we built a $2.5 million home yet. 5% down for conventional loans. This is probably the most frequently used product in construction perm lending, and that requires 5% down with us. Many banks would require 10% down. We do have access to programs that require only 5% down. That also comes with a 660 score needed, and then the normal conventional loan limit of roughly $510,000. More unique construction perm lending products we have, you can actually utilize VA. If you have VA eligibility, you can utilize the FHA loan. There's a construction perm loan tied to the FHA, and then there's USDA. FHA would require 3.5% down. That credit score requirement is a little lower, and that comes in around 640 for construction perm lending. These credit score requirements are a little higher than a purchase situation, but you can see here that very manageable at 640. 355 is the max loan amount though on the FHA, and so you'd want to be careful about your lot cost in that situation, as well as what you get into with different options that you may choose. VA financing, it's a great option for you veterans out there that have eligibility because it requires no money down for down payment on the loan. Very much lower credit score requirement than oftentimes is needed on a conventional, and that can go up to $1 million in here in Indiana for the VA construction perm loan. USDA loan would allow someone to, it's location based, so you have to figure out where your property is and if it is in a USDA eligible location. It doesn't have to be, certainly there's no farming required. That's often a question that we get, but it does have to be generally a rural situation, but there's eligibility for that in Fortville, to give you an example. So not necessarily out where there's no one around you, but they are very specific with the address of that. Along with on the USDA, there are some income restrictions. There's really not much of a maximum loan restriction, but there is some income restrictions. So depending on how many are in the family, that can kind of indirectly put a cap on the maximum loan amount. When you pay construction, or when your home is being built, on a conventional loan, you have construction interest that you pay on however much is drawn throughout the process. So the builder, there'll be different times through the building process when they reach a certain stage that they will have to draw more to get to the next stage. And so on a conventional loan, you pay interest on the amount that has been drawn, and you only pay interest. There's not a principal portion. So it's certainly lower than if you had a fully amortized loan, but there is some interest that you would pay during the construction process. Another nice benefit, though, to the government-backed programs, FHA, VA, and USDA, is that you don't have to make interest payments during the loan process. So that's kind of a convenience for cash flow for those using those programs. Once, then they all essentially work the same. Once the home is complete, they modify to that ultimately the length, the full term amortization, whether that's a 30-year or 15 or anywhere in between. And so then the payments become due then once that loan modifies, after there's been a certificate of completion provided by an unbiased third party that provides that to the lender. So from that aspect, that covers a very general idea of construction perm financing, and I'm certainly happy to answer any questions that anyone may have if you reach out to me directly.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about what the buying process is. The very first thing that you have to determine when you purchase a house is figuring out what the budget is. Once we figure out what your budget is, then we can, start to take away, like if it's $300,000, then we know we can spend X amount on a lot. If you're wanting, a two-story. So we help you with that whole process. Then you select obviously where you want to build at, and if you want to be in a neighborhood or if you want to be outside of a neighborhood on some land. So we'll help you with that process. We'll help you select your floor plan and then help design that specific floor plan to fit your needs. You'll meet with our interior designers. We have a new home showroom at our corporate office, and they'll sit down with you and go through exactly what you're looking for. And then we start building your house, and then you'll obviously get the keys to your house. So this is just kind of a visual about what that whole process looks like. When you sign your purchase agreement with Davis Homes, your earnest money is $3,500. That helps get the process started. Once we figure out, what kind of floor plan you're interested in, you're going to sit down and do what's called a red line. A red line is basically just marking up the floor plan to fit your needs. So if you want to change a wall, move a window, those kinds of things. That's what we're going to do at the red line. Once we've done that, all of those plans get sent to our designers, and that's when they set a meeting up with you to go through that process of selecting out your brand new cabinets and your carpet. If you want paint colors, things like that, we help you with all of that. Once we get all of that together, then that's sent to the bank where you finish out the construction loan process, and you close on the loan. And then we'll send that all to our builders, and then they'll meet with you. Actually, our construction managers will sit down with you, review everything with you. They'll go through your colors, your plans, show you where your house is going to be built, all of those things. So they'll meet with you and go through that process. And then we start building your house, which is super exciting. And then once it's completed, we'll give you the keys to your brand new house.
All right, thanks, Frances. So I'm going to hit a couple things before I jump into this kind of summary here towards the end. We've had a couple questions come in from people, and I guess the good news is a lot of them are pretty similar. So I had a couple people ask about, the utility side. Do we help with, again, orchestrating, utilities, getting everything set up, from either identifying, the nearest, I'll call it pull point from the utilities, whether that's, again, a water, sewer, electrical, and so forth. We coordinate all of that with, again, the local municipalities, local utility providers, and again, work with you as part of that site assessment process to identify any specific scenario. So, sometimes there's natural gas available to an area. Sometimes there's not. Maybe somebody doesn't want to go total electric. So then there's options such as propane. But we work with you on those. Had some questions on the different products with regards to the design studio that Frances mentioned. I think actually a couple of those came in, Frances, before you talked about what you did. But again, we have a beautiful, in fact, we just reopened a brand new design studio up in the Keystone La Crossing area. And as Frances indicated, cabinets, ceramic tile, backsplashes. You can do, little islands, big islands right now. I don't know that with today's consumer that you can make an island too big. Some of the sizes in these kitchen islands are just unbelievable that we're seeing today. But it gets into, wood floors and ceramic floors, and real popular right now is something you may hear of as luxury vinyl plank or luxury vinyl tile. That's an amazing product. If you were at our, 2020 or 2019 Centerpiece Home Show at the fairgrounds, you likely saw some of those products and materials. In fact, I know you saw a lot of those products and materials in those plans if you visited. So, and if at a point you want to take a tour of it as part of your decision-making process, again, reach out to Frances and we can make arrangements to give you a private tour at the design studio. So I want to hit a couple of those items. Also had somebody ask about a pole barn and about a pool, and we can, again, depending on the circumstances that you're looking at, even financially, or if you own the land, already don't own the land, we could again help you with those sorts of questions that are kind of you specific or site specific, and again, we'll coordinate that with you. A little bit about Davis. We're local and family owned. The Davis family has been building homes in the Indianapolis and Indiana area since the 1950s. We're with our owner is the third generation of the Davis family in that, again, since that inception in the 1950s. Brad Davis is our president and CEO. And we're very proud of that. Again, largest, we got a lot of public national builders in the area. Again, most of them are subdivision only builders, but we're very proud to really be the largest privately owned builder in the area. Value, we're a larger builder. We're building over 200 homes a year. That gives us buying power. I had one question that came in asking about why our pricing looks so much better than, I think they referred to it as the mom and pops builder that they were talking to. And again, a lot of that goes to buying power. When you're buying over, for over 200 homes, you have more pricing leverage, pricing negotiation ability than when somebody may be building a couple homes or even a dozen homes a year. So we do our best, of course, to purchase right and then pass those savings on to our customers. From a quality perspective, sometimes the longer part of the process is the upfront side. It's picking out the colors, the design, making all of those decisions. Then we start construction. Once construction of the home starts, we have an exceptionally talented and experienced construction team that works to ensure that you have a quality built home. If something comes up during the process, which it can, we're there to work through that with you and to make things right. Customization, we've talked about that quite a bit. Again, that comes everything from the design side to that design studio side. It goes everything from where you want your walls to be to, the type of flooring that you want to have in the home itself. Francis touched on it, and I will say, in the 2020 has been I think we would all agree, a very unusual year. A lot of people are working from home now. They have, maybe children that are studying from home. We're living different today than we were just a year ago. So, design-wise, we are seeing a lot of, I want to study that's enclosed, where I get some privacy, or, maybe, the adult side that needs that space now because they're working from home. But we're also seeing study areas where we have kind of specific design needs from our buyers that we're accomplishing as well. So we'll again work with you on those kind of customization process. Simplicity, that image that Francis showed just a couple slides back that had all the different points in the process, we try to keep it as simple as possible, yet recognizing that there's a lot of checkpoints in the start to finish of building a home, and we're again there with you through that process. We have a guide that we give you that also that identifies each of those steps, so you really should have a good understanding of what do I need to do right now, and then what's coming up next in the process. From a guarantees and warranties perspective, all of our homes come with a 10-year structural warranty, and there's no charge for that. That's included. That comes with the home. But then there's also individual product warranties. So you have, warranties on your roof. It's all brand new. Francis said that before. Sometimes you're out there, you're looking at a used home. You don't know how old the roof is, how old the HVAC system is. You don't know, necessarily how old the carpet is or the different types of flooring. Not only do you get all of today's current desires, you're also getting everything brand new with all of those new warranties that come with all those different products. So again, whether that's roofing, HVAC, plumbing, water softeners, water heaters, windows, siding, you name it, all of those have individual warranties as well. So, and then again, we'll provide that information as we go through the process. If you want a little bit more information about the 10-year structural, you can go to davishomes.com to the Contact Us side, and we actually have some of the warranty. If you scroll to the bottom of that Contact Us, there's additional warranty information that's provided, warranty and again guarantee information that's provided there at the davishomes.com website.
So our next event will be October the 10th. We are going to be having a tour of our Bradbury floor plan. It's at our model. It's from 11 to 2. The address is right there at 7495 Northfield Boulevard in Fishers. Again, we are open every Saturday from 11 to 2, but we will do appointments throughout the week. So just reach out to me, and I'll be happy to get that scheduled for you. And we just want to thank you for taking time out today to listen to us about our On Your Lot program. Feel free to reach out to me. There's my email at fwilliams@davishomes.com. You can call or text me at 317-797-7036. We look forward to helping you with your brand new Davis home.